You're live. Okay, thanks. I think we solved the problem.
Amazing.
Thanks, dear. Okay, I think we're good.
Very good. Well, it's a delight to have us all together today on this beautiful fall day. And today we're dealing with the subject of regeneration. So what's another way in the Bible of saying regeneration?
Born again.
Born again. So that is a big theme, particularly in the New Testament. So today we want to look at it, but for some background, let's try to understand what this word regeneration means. So if we go back to Genesis, we know that Adam and Eve are in the garden. They walk with the Lord in the cool of the evening. They have fellowship with him. They're enjoying dominion over the Garden of Eden. It's really kind of a neat deal. And they're close to God. But if we look at Adam, he was made out of a lump of clay, right? So how did he come alive? He did. God starts with a lump of clay, so to speak, but there was no life in that clay. How did he come alive?
He breathed. He breathed.
Okay, so God breathed life into him. He breathes life into Adam's nostrils, so to speak. So Adam and Eve are clay creatures that have been enlifed by God. Okay, it turns out that the word Genesis means origins or becoming. So this is kind of interesting. Genesis, the word meaning origins or how something comes to be, it starts off with this man and this woman who are clay in which God breathes the spirit of life. So God enlifes them. They did not enlife themselves. The clay did not come alive on its own. God initiates it. So Adam sins and Eve, and then they died physically and they died spiritually. Well, what part of them died? I mean, they could still walk. They walked out of the garden and so on, but what died?
Their physical body.
Okay, we do know that. They died physically. And they also died another way.
Spiritually.
They died spiritually, which means what?
They couldn't communicate. They were separated from God.
Okay, so when they were taken as a lump of clay and God breathes into them, they're alive. When they sin, now something has changed spiritually. The Spirit of God who breathed life into them spiritually, that has now exited. So the Spirit of life, whatever that is, left them when they sinned. Okay, they're still physically alive, but they're spiritually dead. They enjoyed walking with God in the cool of the evening. Now they don't want to be around him at all. In fact, I would suggest they couldn't even see him. I don't know what they enjoyed when they walked in the cool of the evening. I don't know if God can be seen in that setting, but now they have no appreciation for who he is. They're spiritually dead. So regeneration comes from this word Genesis. So a little story. When Jan was a little girl, her mother and her grandmother wanted to provide a really nice coat for her, kind of a winter coat. And I believe it was her grandfather had a really expensive top coat, really fine quality wool. So Mom and Grandma took that coat, cut it down to size so it fit Jan. In other words, they took Grandpa's beautiful old coat and regenerated it into a very attractive coat for a young woman.
And they put a fur collar on it.
That's right. They're fur.
That's their own coat of many colors.
Yes, and fancy buttons.
So really, Jan's coat is a neat example of regeneration. Well, we got a problem. Adam and Eve are dead. But then along comes another Adam, the true Adam, Adam number 2, the last Adam. What Adam the first lost, Adam number 2 gains. So Christ, who is Adam number 2, regenerates. He regenerates Adam's offspring, if by faith they accept it. So what does regenerate mean? Well, re means to do it again. So Adam number 1 was generated. He had an origin, clay, into which God breathed life, dies, and so on. Now, Adam number 2, Christ, re-origins, re-begins.